All right, chat. It's not April 1st when I'm making this. All right, so this isn't April. This isn't an April Fool's joke. It's not. Okay. Um, I've seen a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter lately about like Kashimo's power scaling, and yes, I've been I've been cooking Kashimo for the past like what 5 videos on the channel, 5, 6, I don't know, but I want to get this out of the way because um I think both sides. Okay, there's people. Okay, basically the point of this video is Kashimo isn't a in quotations domain victim or something like that, right? He can't. Okay, he can be domain diff, but it's it's not as simple as okay he doesn't have a domain so he's cooked, right? It's not as simple as that because that's really never been the case in the story. It's really never been like I mean it's been for some like specific examples, but like let's think of uh what's a good example. Honestly, okay, hold on, cause I had a vision for this video. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot it, so I'm gonna just go with the original thought. Okay, I want to explain how Kashimo is not a domain victim, right? First of all, we have to establish the fact that he has um what's that thing called, hollow worker basket, and I think hollow worker basket is better than simple domain. I feel like I've explained this before, but I'm gonna explain it again. No, I feel like I've said that before, but I didn't completely explain it. The reason I think that hollow worker basket is better than simple domain is because let's get an example. Let's get what's a good example? I wanted to go with like the Gojo versus Akuna thing, or like Yuji versus Akuna, but I don't think. I guess it's really iffy, right? Because wait, let me think real quick. What's a good? Because I can bring those up, but I want to give like a more concrete example, other than those two. Um, I have no idea, bro. I'm trying to think of an example, but I have two examples in my mind, but I wanted a third one to like really set it in stone. Come on, bro. You telling me I can't think of a third example of simple domain being used, bro? Like I obviously Kusakabe uses it a lot, but I'm talking about a simple domain being used inside of a. Oh, Yuki, Yuki, right? Yeah, Yuki. Where's Yuki at? I can't believe I forgot about Yuki. 206. Yeah, it's 206. Like my fault, Chad. I totally forgot about that. Okay, so um, is this a good translation? Oh, it is. It is. It is. Okay. This is this is a decent translation by itself, honestly. Okay, so you look at this, right? And we have Yuki using her simple domain, and she's still in this position, right? Because the reason why I didn't want to use like, let's say for example, um, Yuji. I mean, I was going to bring up the Yuji using simple domain on Sukuna's domain, right? Or Gojo's, and it's because like maybe it is an output difference, but at the same time, like first of all, well, we'll get there in a second. But Kenjaku and Yuki's output shouldn't be like too far off. But the same can be said about Sukuna and Gojo's output as well, right? So if that's the case, then then you see something like this where they use their symbol domain against um a domain expansion, and it's just getting stripped away just easily while in the same position. And the reason why I'm bringing up the fact that she's still in the same position is because we have Sukuna, who uses Hollow Wicker Basket instead of Simple Domain, and they literally just say, oh yeah, the only reason why he's able to continue going and his barrier isn't gone isn't because of an output diff, because it literally says, oh yeah, the output is very little. Okay, so it's not an output difference, even though you can say maybe, oh yeah, Sukuna has more output than Yuji or something like that, or Yuta, but it's like, maybe you can say that, but at the same time it literally just says, oh yeah, it's just little. Okay, it just is. And the reason why, yeah, right here, but eventually without fail it will be overpowered, just like the Yuki thing in the background, right? But the reason why Sukuna is able to continue doing it is because he keeps the hand sign. But the same isn't replicated for Yuki, right? The same isn't replicated by her just literally just staying there, right? So that's why I think Whole Wicker Basket is better, because like that isn't something you can do with Simple Domain. That isn't something you can do with New Shao Style, but you can do with Hollow Wicker Basket. And again, maybe I'm interpreting it a different way, right? Because maybe what it is like, okay, Sukuna's output is like super high, so him him holding the hand signs is just him putting a whole bunch of output over and over and over again. But again, the same thing is not said for New Shao Style, right? It's just not. And again, like, this pose isn't really indicative of using a simple domain, right? Because we have Kusakabe, who doesn't need to do the pose, right? He doesn't need to do the pose. We have other people who like have to even use it. You know what I mean? It's weird, because Hollow Wicker Basket, I just think it's just way better than Yu Shao Style. And again, Kashimo has that. And so again, people think that, if Kashimo, I mean, first off, okay? First thing I want to say is that Kashimo doesn't need to hold the hand signs like Sukuna, okay? It's just explicitly said that he does that so that it doesn't go away eventually, right? If he doesn't hold it, it's going to strip away just like Yuki's, right? So first of all, if Kashimo, let's say, gets trapped inside of, let's think of a random domain. Let's say Naoya's domain, right? If Kashimo gets trapped in Naoya's domain, he can just pop Hollow Wicker Basket and then just continue fighting with his hands, right? But in that case, it would start getting stripped away just like the simple domain, right? Maybe not as fast as this. It really depends on like the output of the domain and how powerful it is, whatever, right? But he can continue fighting, and the barrier is just going to be around him the entire time, right? We see like Yuki just start running with the barrier with her, you know what I mean? It's still with her. But the other thing he could do is start fighting with his legs, right? He can start kicking and just keep the hand sign up. Yeah, he could keep the hand sign up and then just continue fighting with his legs or something like that. And then, you know what I'm saying? He's not a domain victim in that case. And so it's like, again, I mentioned earlier that what I think the problem is people don't understand how, like, simple domain and no, they don't really understand how anti-domain techniques work. Because at the end of the day, it is to stall it. But for Hollow Wicker Basket in specific, it's literally stated, oh yeah, you can just keep it open. You can just keep your hand sign there and then just continue fighting, and it'll just stay there, right? What is that sound, man? My door's open. Not my door. My window's open, so maybe that's what it is. But yeah, and so like, and then we have like the case of Mythical Beast Amber Kashimo, where I think it is hypothetically possible for Kashimo to like just make extra arms with lightning, right? Because people think this is RCT, is very clearly not. But I mean, it's very obviously freaking lightning that he used to, like, bro, it's literally the exact same thing. Like, he used lightning to replace the other half of his hand that got sliced off by World Cutting Slash. And yeah, if he's able to do that with lightning, then what's stopping him from, like, I mean, again, I mentioned this before. He literally made a third functioning eye with lightning, bro. So he can make another arm, bro. Like, come on, he can make another arm. He can make maybe two more arms. He can make a whole bunch of arms, right? And then still have his main arm using Hollow Wicker Basket, and he's inside of a domain, and he's just fighting as good as as good as possible. What, bro? Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So I don't think Kashimo's a domain victim in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Now the question changes to like, okay, do people have the output to like overpower him? And even if they do, like, is that even like, what's that word? Plausible to overpower a domain that's literally like a hollow wicker basket that's constantly being refreshed by his hand sign. You know what I mean? And um yeah. What the heck? I just completely zoned out. What the yo? Yo, what the heck? I just completely zoned out, chat. My fault, my fault, my fault. I wasn't focused. Yeah, I don't think he's a domain victim in that case. But the like it changes for like Yuta, because Yuta genuinely, he has a domain that has a sure hit, but also like something to set up to fight inside of it. You know what I mean? Compare that to like Gojo's, where it's just, like what is going on in Gojo's domain, bro? Really nothing. It's literally just a sure hit, or Mahito's, right? And then you have Jogo or Yuta's, where there's literally something inside of it that you have to go against while having the sure hit on you. You know what I mean? Um, and so yeah, that's another thing that Yuta just has that not many other people have. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, bro. Yuta has a domain with a bear with a sure hit, but also like swords around his domain. He has a Shikigami, a sword. Like, bro, it's just ridiculous, bro. Right? But wow, that was crazy. I don't know why I just completely just zoned out once. But anyways, um, yeah. So say if you put Kashimo against the, what's that thing? Smallpox deity curse, bro. You think Kashimo's gonna lose to that? No, he's gonna pop Hollow Wicker Basket, punch up or kick up the smallpox deity a little bit, and then boom, he's dead. Like, he's not a domain victim. He's just not. You know what I mean? He's really not a domain victim. In that case, in that sense, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, he doesn't have a domain. If someone has a domain, it's the end all be all. No, it's just not true. Okay, it's not true. So yeah, just quick little video. I'm gonna go get a haircut now. I was waiting for 11 a.m. Yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments.